All right, should we get to the fucking scene?
Isle Esme.
Esme. Oh
So
god.
again, Bella doesn't know anything about what's happening. Her honeymoon has been selected and handled for her, and they show up to an island somewhere. Where is it? Like off the coast of South
Brazil.
America. Yeah.
Coast of Brazil, so the kind of east coast of South America there.
Yeah.
Private island, they make it, blah, blah, private island, whatever. Vampires are always wealthy, blah, blah. So, like, all right, the scene where they fuck, right?
They accumulate wealth well.
Yeah, well, if you're alive for hundreds of years, you better. You're doing something wrong, yeah. They fuck, right? And it was kind of a disappointing fuck scene for 3 novels worth, like 1,500 pages worth of leading up to this.
Yeah, because there's no real scene.
Yeah. So the thing, all right, so I marked page 87, kind of that middle paragraph.
Oh, I started writing naked at the top of pages when she was like taking her clothes off. I was like, oh shit, she's getting naked. There's this whole scene about Bella trying to figure out what kind of lingerie she should be wearing. And this is all very difficult for her to figure out, and she feels overwhelmed. I assume this is written just for young females again. And because she's not like other girls, she's like, whatever. I'm just going to go out in a towel.
Oh yeah, the getting naked in the ocean on the private island. Now that is sexy. Like that's a sexy trope. You're on a private island where you can just be nude on the beach because it's like private, blah blah blah.
And after so many times of trying to rip her clothes off and take his clothes off, she's now afraid of getting naked, which I'm not gonna knock because that's, fair.
That's true for everybody, dude. It's not like everybody's gonna be when you're seeing somebody naked for the first time, usually about to have sex with them, right? That's usually the circumstance where you see somebody that you're interested in naked. And it's just an awkward thing, right? Like it's so vulnerable that everybody feels awkward in the situation. It's hard to, But the way that it's written, it could have been way sexier, considering this is a romance novel. They're finally married.
Sexier.
Yeah, and whatever she wants to be like. Oh, they have to be married. Okay, now they're married. Romance novel. They've been wanting to do this for 1,500 pages, and now we get like literally nothing. We get no scene of it.
Yeah.
The thing.
She just walks out into the water with him, and then I guess they're like making out, and they're naked, and then he pulled us gently into deeper water.
How about that movie scene where it shows them like in the water, like banging?
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, with the moon in the background and all that.
But I was like, I don't know.
Banging in the ocean water by the moonlight.
Kristen Stewart gave me some weird vibes in this movie. It's like she looks too tiny. What's up with this?
And it is weird because I think when these were filmed and then they broke up, Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart broke up in the middle. I don't think of, at least in the middle of the releases, from the year, I think 2011 was when part 1 was released, and then part 2 was released in 2012. Part of that drama was that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson broke up, and I think Stewart publicly kind of cheated on him in a very public way. So it was very kind of a sour, tabloids going crazy over it. So there was
that. It's a shame.
That.
I really like Shovel Face.
The Shovel Face. Patton.
Yeah, that's what they call him in the honest trailers for the movies.
Yeah.
I really like him. I think he's hot in spite of his shovel face. I mean, it's accurate. It's an accurate description. He's hot anyway.
All right. So here's the night after, right? We don't get the scene, but we get the morning after where she wakes up, right? And Edward's
he fucked her up.
Yeah, he fucked her
She's
up.
all fucked up.
They had hot BDSM sex or whatever. But
he had to bite a pillow.
So she says, my first instinct, the product of a lifetime of insecurities, was to wonder what I had done wrong. I thought through everything that had happened, but I couldn't find any sour note in the memory. It had all been simpler than I'd expected. We'd fit together like corresponding pieces, made to match up. This had given me a secret satisfaction. We were compatible physically, as well as all the other ways. Fire and ice. Hey, throwback to Robert Frost right there. Fire and ice, somehow existing together without destroying each other. More proof that I belonged with him. We'd fit together like corresponding pieces, made to match up.
Yeah.
Somebody was listening to a little Postal Service, I think, that Stephenie Meyer was playing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That line, right? Corresponding pieces, like.
I mean, do you have to get that creative to come up with that? I'm happy to give Ben Gibbard all of the props in the world, but come on. That's not that special. But she was probably listening to it.
I'm thinking it's a sign. Yeah, dude.
Anyway, he fucked her up. She's all bruised and shit and sore because she just got fucked ragged.
All right, dude. I got the. It's on page 89. 89 after and I highlighted the paragraph and I said, what the fuck, it's right under the dusting of feathers. It's kind of like right in the middle of page 89. Under the dusting of feathers, large purplish bruises were beginning to blossom across the pale skin of my arm. My eyes followed the trail they made up to my shoulder and then down across my ribs. I pulled my hand free to poke at a discoloration on my left forearm, watching it fade where I touched and then reappear. It throbbed a little. And I was just like, oh shit, like they just had some like fucking vampire BDSM shit. I was like, LOL, what the fuck? and the way they show this in the movie is very awkward too. Oh, we didn't even talk about that, dude, the bed frame.
Yeah, well, that happens in the book too.
Yeah, dude, but the way they do it...
It's just stupid in the movie.
Yeah, dude.
It's so stupid in the movie. He just like grabs part of the bed frame and like pulls it down and it just snaps off.
Oh my god, dude, it was so...
I mean, like, we've had plenty of lore of vampires and non-vampires fucking a house to rubble.
Right.
Like, we've seen Buffy.
But yeah,
and
dude,
he
the
just
movie...
like, broke part of the bed frame and he bit a pillow.
Yeah, dude, the reason I found the movie so goofy, like that scene in the movie, because you could tell it was kind of like a breakaway thing, right? Like it was a set piece that like was designed for Robert Pattinson to kind of easily break it apart, like in the scene, right? So like you can like, he like grabs the bed frame and when he squeezes, it just like a piece comes off in his hand and then the whole thing just collapses and like they start like giggling or whatever. Like, oh god, dude. Oh god. Oh god. Where am I seeing this? Yeah, I started laughing when he broke the bed frame, dude. It was so fucking goofy. Like it was just so goofy. And they really drag out that losing the virginity thing in the movie. Like, yeah, I'm talking like maybe 10 minutes of just like silent shots of Kristen Stewart, not naked, but like naked, tangled up in the bed sheets. So, and they just have like 10 minutes of shots like that, like interspersed in the whole time they're in like the Esme Island in the movie. And really then, dragging that out.
And then Ed is super emo about it. He's like, how bad did I hurt you? And then he's super emo for like the next however long. And she's just, prancing around in lingerie. Being like, fuck me, please.
Yeah, she's like, I like getting banged up.
Please, please. Put your vampire dick in me.
Yeah, dude. And isn't that when? And then that's what Edward is like. They need to be abstinent until she's a vampire, so they have to go back to abstinence or something. Like insist until she's changed and can handle the rough, hot vampire sex without being like bruised.
Yeah. Um. And then we find out. Is it? um. She's like asking her, or she's asking him how it was for him.
Oh, the sex.
And then we find out that Ed was, talking to his family to get all the sex tips.
Sex tips from the family, as one does, right?
As one does.